Hate it when that happens. Going in low gear and then I lean over to line up the forks. Trying to get these forks on. Here we go. Alrighty. Get these things locked in. Lock down. Lock down. Sometimes you just need a little kick. Alright everybody, welcome back. It's a beautiful sunny day here in March, and took the day off from building fire trucks with Herb. Got excitement stuff going on, exciting things here at the ranch. If you can tell, I got a sinus infection, went to the doctor a couple of days ago, got some antibiotics, so I'm on the mend. But anyway, we ordered cattle, well, back in the fall, and the farmer's delivering today. So we're getting 3 finishers put in our field, eat some grass. I gotta get some hay out to the feeder because grass is just starting to green up around here and just not enough yet. So stay tuned as we prepare for cattle. And I got the bucket off and the forks on, and I just keep on with the day. So next will be grabbing a bale, taking out the feeder, filling the water trough, cleaning it first. It's been sitting for a couple years. We haven't had cattle in 2 years. 3 years ago, we had someone else's cattle on here and kind of leased the field out. Now it's our turn. So anyway, stay tuned at big cattle delivery. 650-pound bale, cost me $50 a bale. I've got 4 last week, picking up 4 more this week. We'll see. I'm thinking they'll go 1 bale every 7 days, maybe 8 for 3 cattle. We'll see how they do and how they eat. Perfect. So they might look a little rough on the outside, but these are bottom bales. They're on the bottom of the stack, and get in about 3 or 4 inches, and it's still nice and green and leafy, and cattle, they'll love that stuff. So at $50 a bale, I'm not going to complain. So first bale, cattle gonna love that. Let's throw this inside. Next, water trough. All right, trough is clean. Plug is in. Starting the slow process of filling this thing. It's like 150, I believe, maybe 200 gallons. It's a big trough. Big trough. We've had it for about 6-8 years. Probably 6. Yeah, 6. Anyway, Remington's in for a big surprise today. She's never seen cattle. She's just a pup. She's a year old. She's a rescue dog. So Captain, he's been around cattle. He likes to bark at them when they come to the fence. So the next thing I'm going to do while this is filling, and it's going to take a half a second, I'm going to start walking this upper field. As you can see out there, I got it all fenced. I replaced the fence over there about 2 weeks ago now. It was all busted up. Deer come through here and they break up our fences. They're pretty hard on fences when they either jump over them and snag themselves, or they walk through them. Literally, they crawl through the fence. So I'm going to take a walk just to make sure this upper field's good, and I'll take you along for that so you can see what kind of fencing we do. I put it all in myself, except that fence between neighbors. That's been there for a long time, and the wire I replaced was broken on there, and it was really old wire, real thin stuff, so I wasn't real happy with it, so I re-stretched a strand that was broken, and I'll just keep doing that as it breaks. He's got it electrified. He doesn't want my cattle over in his hay field, which is fine with me. And so stay tuned for a walk of the field. And you can see, starting to green up. I'm liking that. Needs to grow good. Unfortunately, they're calling for snow here tomorrow night, Friday. They're talking about could get some snow showers and cool temperatures. Mother Nature's kind of crazy this year. And this is March, and we've had snow in March. So here we go. Stay tuned as we walk the fence. The other things you got to look at is the gates. Make sure they're latching good. This one's doing pretty good. I've had to adjust a few of them. And so what we did here is we like the 3-rail fence, but when we leased out our field, the cattle had horns, and they like to stick their head through the two or between the boards, and then they would rip them off. So I strung barbed wire between, keep their heads out, and that seemed to work really well. So I just go along here and see if that, make sure that's still pretty good. It's still tight enough for cattle. And we walk along these fences. We just cruise around. This fence, I believe, is pretty good. This one opens to another field, so we got really 4 fields. So this one opens up, goes to the upper field, and then on the other side of our driveway, I have another field that I have to fence off this year. Debbie has been on me to get that thing fenced, and I gotta get time and do that. Just kind of waiting for weather. Ground's still kind of solid in places. Oh, I should look at this latch while I was here. Oh yeah, plenty of throw on that. That's looking good. So I fixed this fence a couple weeks ago, or this gate here between the neighbor and our place. I came over last Saturday and brushed all her weeds down and some of her invasive crap that she's got going on. So, and then it's looking good. She's got a hot wired so her horses don't push on this. I had to fix this because they pushed on the fence, and I guess this is an extra heavy duty gate because of her cattle or her horses. And they actually pushed this hinge, so by pushing this towards this direction, it threw it off at the latch. So had to fix that. And this is all newer fencing. This is the tighteners or the tensioners I use. I really like them. They're about $1 a piece. But yeah, they just twist. As you can see, they kind of twist here and then lock. So that tightens up a whole strand. And I came through here a couple weeks ago and did that in a couple of different places because the wire tends to stretch in heat, contract in the cold, and we get a lot of cold here. So a lot of heat and cold and heat and cold. So the wire tends to tighten, relax. So that's just one way to fix it. And this is where my neighbor put the hot wire down. I don't know how often he actually checks it or even hooks to it because I haven't had cattle, didn't have any cattle here last year. So if he starts growing alfalfa over here, he'll probably do that. He has a cover crop on there right now. And so we'll see what he does this year. So yeah, I'm just going to walk the whole up what I call this is the middle field. And then we have a lower field that goes down by the creek, and that I got to do some tensioning on a couple of areas, and I got to fix a latch on a gate. But I have it cut off halfway with fencing so that I can keep the cattle out of the lower field, and I kind of rotate them. That's my idea of rotating them right now. Might come up with something a little bit different. We'll see how this year goes, and it all really depends on weather we get. If we get a dry summer, I'm going to be buying a lot of hay. But the nice thing about that lower field is the very lower part where it's near the creek, kind of sub irrigated, so I get a lot of green grass there during the summer, even when it's dry. So with 3, I should be able to rotate them to that lower field and keep them down there, because 3 don't eat as much. And the most we've had on here is 6, and that was just too many for this size field, and especially when it was dry. So coming up on the corner, and so far everything's looking good. Can't complain. Don't see any bad wires. More tensioners there. So then I put this fence up right down the middle of our field, and it separates from the middle to the lower. And then down there is another fence, and that keeps them out of the wetland / creek. And then that kind of marshy area there, it's marshy right now, but once things start growing and drying up, that'll be green year round. This area here, you can see it's higher up, and it stays pretty green too. So everything's looking good. My separation fence is about 2 years old, maybe, no, 3 years old now. 3 years, because it's been 3 years since we had cattle of our own on here. So yeah, that's it. Just gonna walk the fence back over towards the feeder. And I put the feeder in a gravelly area that doesn't grow grass very well. Gives me some area down below that will keep grass greener, I guess. I just learn a little bit at a time. And here's my splicing. It's not pretty, but you know what? It's a cattle fence, and that's how I spliced when I ran out of wire. Keep that top line going. You wrap it around itself. They have these fancy butt connectors, but man, those things are expensive, and it's a cattle fence. I don't care. Cattle don't care what the fence looks like. Well, they do. If it's down, then they like to go through it. Anyway, the next video I think I'll do is when they actually show up. They're going to be kind of excited, especially running, well, being driven here in a trailer. They get kind of antsy. So I'll show you when they get here. Stay tuned. All right, cattle are here. Yeah. Cattle are here. No, go ahead. Here are the boys. Oh. There's your new home. All right, I'm getting ready to close out this video for today. I'll do more as they get up closer and they start getting used to us. They'll be spooky for the first, couple weeks, and then we'll start grain feeding them so they get used to us, and it calms them down a little bit, feeding them grain. It'll also fatten them up. They're a year old, and they have a date for October 29th on, I don't know. That's October 31st, I believe, Halloween. They have a date with the butcher. So anyway, first time we've had cattle and that are ours now for been 3 years. So pretty happy. I won't have to mow this year, and they're loving the green. The guy that dropped them off said this is a bigger field than they've been in lately, and a lot more green than they're used to. So that's a good thing. If happy cows, stay in your fence. So thanks for checking in. We'll talk to you later.